Hi everybody and welcome to Module 2, Lesson 3. We're talking about time today and we're looking at how to count by fives and ones as a strategy to tell time on clocks. This might be a review for some of you, but it also might be something that we need to review because we're going to get more complicated as we go on. So I'm going to be doing this with a number line. I find it a little easier to look at time like that because it helps me organize time instead of going around. I have a long straight line. So I am going to be doing this on a number line today. So I'm actually going to mark this out. I'm actually going to do a line in the middle so I know where I'm aiming for 30. That's going to be 60. And this is going to be 0. So we're doing time and we're doing it 0 to 60 because we have 60 minutes an hour. So that middle marker is going to be 30. So I'm going to need to divide it into 5, 10, I'll do it this way, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I already have the 30. So I need 5 markers between here and there so I can do that. So I'm going to kind of think about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully I did that right. I'm going to count it in a second. I'm going to count it out. So I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55. So just like on a clock is set up, we just look at the 1, but in reality, that 1 is also 5 minutes past the hour hand because there's little tiny marks in between them. So when we're setting problems up, in order to save some time in our sanity and to keep it nice and clean, we're not always going to put all of the numbers on the number line. We might start off in different places. But when we're counting, we got to make sure that we're counting by fives. I could draw teeny tiny tick lines, which is those are what those called when there are tiny lines in between them and they're on their ruler. But instead, let's just imagine that they're there unless we absolutely have to have them. So when we're counting, we'll know that in between each one, there are also teeny tiny lines that shows the 1 minute marks as well. So for example, if I wanted to find 58 minutes on the line, I would jump all the way up here to 55, then think 56. I could do 56, 56, 57, 58, 59. I can draw them in if I absolutely need to. And then I can also say that 58 minutes would be right there on the number line, just so that we have an idea of where we are if we're looking for a specific time frame. So you don't have to draw them all in, but it's one of those ways to think about how to use a number line when you are setting up your problems and how to keep it so that you can see what you're doing. So yeah, what I would do is I'd jump to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then just think about it being like right about there on my number line. So if we wanted to do another problem with time, we would do it a little bit differently. So you might be giving a timeline with actual specific time on it. For example, if we wanted to know, like if I arrived at school at 7:37, so I'm going to say arrive at 7:37. We're going to find it on my number line. So I'm going to jot, and so this will be 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I know this is going to be 7 o'clock because we can't go, we're keeping our time frame between those 2 hours. There's no 6 o'clock involved right now. There's just 7 o'clock. So I'm going to, and then the end of the hour would be 8 o'clock. So an hour, 60 minutes between 7 and 8. That's why I started it there. And we're looking for 7:37. So what I would do is I count by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, because it's close to 37. Then I do 36, 37, right there. I plot that point to see that that would be when I arrive at school, would be 7:37. So when you're doing this on a number line, you don't always have to do it with the individual lines in between it. If that's a little easier for you, you can kind of imagine them. But again, it's kind of like a tape diagram or anything else we do. We're really trying to make sure that it's as evenly divided as we possibly can do it. So that was your lesson today for Module 2, Lesson 3.